Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money G. Yes, finally, after recovering from my surgery, as you can see from here, I can finally do some videos, and I'm going to do a recap from the season finale of everyone's favorite miniseries. Yes, it is it. Welcome to Derry, the season finale.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money G. Well, what can I say after watching the season finale of It? Welcome to Derry. It was fucking fantastic. Everything that you wanted in a season finale was put in this particular film, this particular show right here. It is a combination of great writing, great direction, spooky things happening, creepy things happening. Actually, like I said, just what you expect or what you want in a season finale. And basically, we all know basically what happens at the end of the previous episode. General Shaw destroyed one of the pillars, Pennywise escapes, and all hell goes loose in Derry. Now, this all starts off with this huge fog coming all over Derry. I was looking for the from the music of the fog, John Carpenter's fog, to play in the background as we see that Marge, Ronnie, and Lily are up in the tower and they see this fog coming all over town. Now, before that happens, after that happens, Pennywise goes to the school where they all go to, and he kills the principal and shows all the kids his death license, takes them all prisoner because he's going to take them back into his cave and just have a huge smorgasbord with their souls. Now, at the same time, we see Charlotte and Leroy, along with the other adults, are going crazy because now they have to find a way to get to the kids. But first, before that happens, we see that fortunately Dick Halloran, he's about to kill himself because he cannot take the voices in his head. But Leroy saves him by telling him, look, the thing has got my son. We got to be able to save him, and brings him out of his doldrums. And he goes off and they reunite with Rose to see if they can do to save the kids. Now, at the same time, we also see that Marge, Ronnie, and Lily are trying to find a way to save the kids because Lily has a totem. So they steal a they steal a truck and they follow the blood trail to where Pennywise is going. Unfortunately, we find out that as long as Lily holds the totem, I mean not the totem, it's going to drive her crazy. And luckily, that Marge and Ronnie were able to talk her out, and they decide they're going to do their best, but to do their best to hold the totem so none one goes crazy. They eventually reach Pennywise and the kids. Pennywise stops and sees them, and then of course he cannot attack them, but he decides to run away, run away, run away, and takes Marge because he wants to talk to Marge about something. It seems when it comes to Pennywise, because he is an omnipresent, because he's omnipresent, for him, the past and the future and the present are all one and the same, and he knows that Marge is going to be Richie Tozer's mother. But if he finds a way to kill her, he might be able to prevent his death from happening. He actually shows her a picture and tells her that she's going to be Richie Tozer's son. It's an interesting fact, and it plays more into what we believe was going to happen because a lot of people discuss that Marge was going to get married and she's going to name her son after her first love, Richie. Now, at the same time, Rose and Daniel, along with Charlotte and Leroy, trying to find a way to help Holloran with his problem. So she was able to mix up this some type of weird brew to get the voices from coming down, and he's able to track the totem, and he eventually be able to find the kids and the totem. Now, while Pennywise tries his best to go to freedom, if he can get into this certain part of the road that's almost out of town in Derry, we also find out that General Shaw is still head sit on having Pennywise think he can control Pennywise and be able to control everyone through fear. And one of the greatest moments that happens in the show, we get to see right when Pennywise is about to attack Marsh, he freezes and he doesn't attack Marge. That's because Halloran has entered Pennywise's mind and traps him to what he believes, the actual real Pennywise, who the form he's taking control of. That's what I thought was a good idea. He still thinks he's back in 1908, and they actually find out that he's wasn't as dead. I think that was a good trick. Halloran tried to deceive Pennywise, and it almost works, but unfortunately, Shaw decides to have his people shoot at the people, and unfortunately, that gives Pennywise a chance to go on ahead and make his escape before the kids can actually put the daggers into that place to keep him sealed up. All looks lost because it looks like the more they try to get the totem wants to go back to his previous house, a previous place on Dilbert Street, Norbert Street, I believe is what it is. But lo and behold, it's Richie. Richie comes back in the nick of time, too. He comes back as a spirit. He runs past the adults. He runs past and gives Pennywise a finger, and perhaps very emotional showing is able to help the kids plant the fight and pull them down. And right before Pennywise can transform into something to get the kids, he's blasted back and goes back into hibernation. A very nice and touching scene. So, of course, now that Pennywise is back in hibernation for another 27 years, what's going on with the rest of the folks? Well, we see that Ronnie and her father Hank are going away. They're going to go out of the country, so that wraps up their storyline right there. We get to see that Lyra and Charlotte are on their way to leave Derry, but Rose decides to say she's going to sell them the farmhouse and they're going to be the new protectors. After first refusing to do so, Charlotte has a change of heart and they decide to stay in Derry. And the fact that Leroy has now been honorably discharged, as long as he doesn't say anything would really happen, they now will become sheep herders. That's going to play into what's going to happen in the It movies, as Will become Mike's father and they're going to be sheep herders. We don't know what's going to cause the fire that kills his father and his mother that we see in the movies, but eventually that's what this is going to lead into. Lily finally goes to her father's grave and finally accepts his death, and Marge says that, uh, that what she tells Lily what Pennywise said to her because he's an omnipresent being and that he sees the past, present, and future. And she says that she said my son is going to and his friends are going to kill him. But what if he's going? What happens if he tries to prevent her death by killing our ancestors? And Lily says, well, that's their job is to prevent that from happening. Yeah, overall, like I said before, I really did enjoy this series. You got to give Andy Masucci and Barbara Masucci credit for the job that they done for their overall work on on this particular series. Obviously, there's going to be pretty interesting things they can now cover because now we have reasons as to reasons why Pennywise will probably attack the ancestors of the Losers Club probably in 1908. I believe that's the next time period that they go over. He's probably going to try to attack and kill their ancestors. So that way the Losers Club doesn't kill him in the future. I also understand because I read somewhere, I don't know if it's in Bloody Disgusting or Deadline, that Barbara Masucci said that they can now actually do an It Chapter 3. Obviously, exploring more, not just with the It lore, but with the whole Stephen King universe. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what they want to do, knowing the success that both movies had and the success this film has, that this series has. I really don't know the overall score, but I'm pretty sure once that comes out, that it's been critically acclaimed. Almost, I haven't seen not one person did not like this show. I'm pretty sure and it's not going to be for everyone, but I'm pretty sure I have not seen anyone say anything negative about it. Welcome to Theory. Like I said before, I really did enjoy the show. Once again, the child actors were great. The adults were great. Obviously, Bill Skarsgård was great once again as Pennywise. I really he did a fine job. I like how the fact that they kept him hitting up into the fifth episode because I figured that's what they were going to do. Because why bring him on quickly? You want to slow roll it, and then we finally see his appearance in episode 5. Then he really becomes a threat, and now that we have a motivation for him, because he understands now that if I can kill the ancestors of the Losers Club, then I can escape the fate that I know what's in front of me. when they kill him in It Chapter 2. Yeah, so once again, really did enjoy this series and really looking forward to see what they're going to have because just like they did at the end of It Chapter 1, they actually said, Welcome to Derry Chapter 1. So there's going to be an It and Welcome to Derry Chapter 2. It has not been announced yet, but I'm pretty sure if this series is successful, as I believe it is, we're definitely going to get chapter 2, which we'll probably cover in 1908. And there you have it, everyone. That is my recap of It. Welcome to Derry, the season finale. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G. And always remember, horror rules. And I see you in my next video. Guys, stay safe out there.